Well, hello. Yes, how you doing? That here I'm showing you the animal art coloring right here. You have right here is I went ahead and drew is like so far as the St. Louis Zoo is I'm sure a lot of people here have heard of it or have been there before. But so far as the artwork that I went ahead and included on here, so far as with the elephant right here, is basically talking about the artwork that as far as I remember that of course the last time I was there was probably about 1994 it was is that it's like right down here, but of course is 1994. And of course is that during that time it's like I don't know if there was a clown there, but I included that on there just to say maybe there was like any type of circus event going on there at the zoo. But then you got the lawn right here, and then along with the cotton candy, and then right here you got the chimps, so far as the gorilla, and then along with the peacock, and then along with the bear. But the animals. But you begin to wonder if the whole idea about so far as the way to say animal crackers is that people will probably say that with animal crackers, or it could be Teddy Grahams or whatever you call it, that type of snack, that it's like you go to a place where you want to learn about the animals, and then it's like their culture. But of course it's like one of the things that I remember seeing whenever I was at the zoo back those couple of years ago, of course, was one of them was a snake. It's like of course didn't like it. I don't know if it wasn't too really crazy about the snake. And then along right here you get you say crocodile. You get the crocodile right here. And of course is that with the crocodile that a lot of times is that you talk about the histories and stuff like that, about the living culture, about where they live and where they're from, and a lot of times is that of course it's like most of the whatever videotapes and pictures that I did have no longer have anymore, but of course, the way I'm drawing this right here is basically it's like from what I remember back those couple of years ago, and of course is that I would probably suggest really to a lot of people is that I don't know if you would consider art being absolutely perfect, is that more likely I would probably say that it don't necessarily have to be absolutely perfect, that whatever you can remember on top of your mind. In which the only way I'm able to remember a few things is by looking at some old pictures that I had in storage, and then along with a few other ideas that come to my mind so far as animals, and so far as the study of the geographic I'm sure a lot of people here have heard of so far as the geography is so far as the study about life. As if we remember having any type of life science that we took back in like the 8th or 9th grade, that a lot of the things about animals that you would probably have learned about is like so far as at the zoo, but a lot of times is that whenever I went to the zoo those couple of years ago, the things that I really remember, of course, was about being on camera. That of course my parents would brought the camera with them to the St. Louis Zoo, and of course I remember a few of the balloons that we had there, and of course one of my favorite animals, which I'm like if I had one or not, but if I remember right that I had one that it was probably the peacock. I would probably say it was the peacock. How do I remember? Well, because I want to take one home with me. That's how I remember. That's how I remember that whenever I remember that old videotape that used to be around. I probably seen it maybe about 54 times. I remember the peacock was probably one of my favorite animals compared to the lion or whatever, the lion or the zebra, and along with the monkey or whatever. But you get the monkey is like, see, you draw like a panda, which is like you get the panda is like this panda, or it could be like a monkey type little creature. But you get that right here, a little panda bear. It's like, I'll go ahead and draw a monkey, but it's a monkey looking creature right there. It's like you have it to where the arms, and then you get the tail. But if you want to like do the research about these different animals right here, that with a few of them may not even come, may not even live. They may not even be from here in the United States. Perhaps they may be from Africa or wherever. But I would have included the clown, and then along with here, I remember these cartoon characters. It's like you say Alvin and Chipmunks, or I don't know if they would say considered Three Blind Mice, and then along with the cotton candy. But I remember that one of the times whenever we went to the zoo, I don't even know if they still have it anymore. It's like you got the train where it takes a detour through the different parts of the parks of the zoo. But of course you get the animals right here. But then you got the crocodile. But of course it's like one thing that of course that remember was like you seen a few birds there as well. But if I remember right, that of course it kind of brings back is like that 94 was one year that I did go to the zoo. But then if I remember right, I think it was a field trip that I went there around the time during the field trip that I went there in 96. I think it was about 3 years after this time, that whenever I went with my family, that it was a school field trip that we went to the zoo to do some studies about the living, about the different animals. And of course they say that they give you a form that kind of like this, that they give you a form to where you write down the different parts, sections that say about the animals, about their living, about where they're from or whatever. But of course, if I remember right, that I said a few words. You say is that I said something like that that they live here, and so far as their living is like what they ate, and so far as how they sleep or whatever. But more likely I put something like, well, that they sleep on a rock, or they sleep in on the ground, and it's like behind the bush, whatever you call it. And it's like I really don't even remember what all they put, because I think we got into different teams so far as talking about, it's like doing research on whatever animals that they were. But so far as is that what you say is the St. Louis Zoo, and then along with the animal art history is like, and then along with the sunset. But so far as studying about the different animals, along with the animals, and then along with the cotton candy, and then along with the cartoon characters, along with the clown, with the balloons. But so far as animal art and animal art coloring.